Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom. So of course, final day of the week. We got quite a few things concluding. One of the most noteworthy one, if you haven't already done it, you have 7 hours left to go complete out the Legends Reborn event. Which includes the 300 yellow kills to be able to get the free little horsey guy that does basically nothing. To be able to do all these battles in order to get a max Bork. Wait, did I not upgrade my Bork? I need to go do that. Did we really not upgrade it earlier? Of course, you can also buy yourself a max Tesla, as well as buy yourself 18 and 9,000, one for gems, one for money. Both of these will be available in about 6 weeks from now in the standard pet drop table. So even if you don't get them, you will be able to get them in the near future. Whenever they roll back around. It's normally about 6 weeks, so could vary sometimes. With that being said, let me go upgrade my Bork, and then we'll go over all the weekly spoilers. But how have I not upgraded the Bork? Really? Well, let's go finish the truly finish Legends Reborn and actually finish upgrading our Bork. We have all the copies for it. I just never bothered upgrading it. There we go. We now have +5 to all stats on Bork, which is most notably for its magic. It now has 5 higher destroy, which is great for a mass gem destroyer with how much mana accumulation it already has. And from that, we get a little bit of gems from upgrading our pet. Anyways, with that being said, let's start going over all the weekly spoilers. Let's start with the official post, the Scribe Me of River event, in which the Prince Basalt is added to the game. This is the first shiny troop we have gotten that's a specifically new one, not of the original 30. But this is the first new shiny troop that is basically useless. It deals a bunch of damage to an enemy, and if they are a boss, it'll, deal the standard 5 times extra multiplier based on Ascension. And it creates 3 elemental stars. And that only becomes 4 when it becomes level 2 shiny. It is by far the absolute worst shiny card we've had as far as a new shiny card. So even if you are someone who's opening shiny keys every single week, I would say definitely skip it next week, as this guy is pretty bad. He's basically a standard raid troop. For the raid itself, he's going to be fine, obviously. You just use him, well, you have to use one copy of him too, don't forget. You actually have to. Even if you want to use a raid team without him, you actually have to because you get double points now. So even if you planned on not using him on your team, well, you kind of have to for the raid event next week. And then you'll pretty much never use him again, because he's basically just a raid troop like that. And he's under a category of troop that, after the week stops, you generally don't use them. There are some exceptions with some raid and evasion troops, but most of them do not get used beyond their initial event, and he is definitely within that category. Aside from that, we are getting a Glory Troop. Glory Troop blue-purple, as far as what it does, it converts all yellow gems to brown, and gives 2 magic to all allies, boosted by gems converted. And of course, for whatever reason, they never post the boost ratio. That boost ratio is based on 3 to 1. So for every... what is that then? So for every 3 yellow gems that it converts to brown, it will give 1 additional magic to all allies. Meaning if there's about 9-ish, realistically it's only doing about 5 magic to all allies, which of course is basically 0, which is unfortunate. It is still a convert, but it is non-empower. So I don't see any reason why you would ever use this compared to an empower option. Because she's basically a non-empower converter, with the only upside being that she gives like, what, 4 or 5 magic to her allies? Which is not that good. She does have a different final trait though. She gets to create a blue gem when her turn begins. But, that's not enough to really make her worthwhile. If this was Born of Water instead of Water Heart, and her final trait was Empower, then yes, this could actually be a pretty usable troop. As you know, it'd be under the Empower category of Converter. But the fact that they didn't give her Empower seems a little bit weird compared to how power-crept Empowers are these days. Because this would Empower would not be overpowered. It would, just be right with everything else. It's a little bit weird that she didn't get it. I don't know, maybe they thought Born of Water with Empower might have been too strong. I'm not sure. But overall, not really worth using compared to just using a different Empower, so because she doesn't have it. We do get a new weapon. 14 mana costs, red-green, the Elemental Fury. It explodes 23 browns, or a bunch of browns, and grants a random status effect to all Nexus allies. For the most part, you're not really ever using a pure Nexus team, with of course the exception being we do actually have to run pure Nexus for the Underspire next week. But beyond that, oh no, there aren't really too many situations where you're running a pure team from that kingdom. This isn't a need to in most situations. Of course, one of the main gimmicks of this place are all the elemental stars, but most things do not create a particularly good amount of elemental stars within that kingdom. Like, not enough to be particularly relevant. Honestly, the best elemental star creator in the entire game is pretty much Wand. That one new Wand weapon that they added like about a month or 2 ago at this point. That hero ended up getting. Like, that's pretty much the best wild card creator, and if I'm not mistaken, that weapon is even from this location. Yet it's still better than every single option from there. They also end up changing what the trial battle will be. And it's actually worded correctly for once, I think. I didn't bother double check it at all. But, you know, sometimes I've been wording it incorrectly there. Anyways, as far as other things that we have going on throughout the week, we can actually see it on their monthly calendar that I believe this icon right here is indicating actually we can see it in game right here. If I go check right over here, all the way over here, the Festival of Feathers. So we're going to be getting a few new things. I wish this troop was viable. I don't believe it was last I recall. Let me go check. Also, why is this lagging so much? Anyways, so we're going to be getting this new troop basically for free. Because, well, it costs like 50 gems per day, which, you know, it's pretty much free. You can also use your free ones to get it directly, but you might also use your free ones on something else. Well, we get this bird. And I actually forget what this does. Let's see. Did they buff it? I hope they did. I would love to have a new good bird troop. But let's see. Is this thing even remotely usable? Last I recall, it is not. But we end up getting a Grim Feather. You can end up getting this for, what is that, 400 event points? 300, 400? I actually forgot how much they normally cost. We only need to get one copy, and then you can throw a blue orb on it. It deals, I think it's 400. It's a 15 mana cost, brown purple. It deals magic plus 3 true damage to the first 2 enemies, then eliminates 7 attack from them, and if the enemy dies, creates 10 purple. So if you could get kills with this, it wouldn't be bad. You can almost look like it like an inverse Weaver that doesn't hit as good and doesn't have as good traits. Has a 10% chance of summoning an Owlbear when its turn begins. So it's almost a little bit of an in-between between two things. The Harpies from that one kingdom, Stonesong Eyrie, combined with basically Weaver, but it hits first 2 instead of last 2. Arachnine Weaver. But its follow-up isn't as good. Arachnine Weavers is really consistent. It basically explodes the whole board. Whereas this is just create 10 purple, which, you know, that's a pretty good chance it'll feed all of its mana back. It'll extra turn. So it's not bad. 10 purple is not horrible at all. Though I do feel like the explode that you get from Arachnine Weaver is overall better value when you end up getting it. Plus it has a more consistent effect. The consistent effect of Weaver is it zeroes out all their magic because of web. Whereas this does the inverse. It's basically just inverse Weaver, except a legend instead of a mythic. This thing, instead of lowering their magic to 0, you know, via web, just lowers their attack by 7. Which, you know, 7 later in the game is not a particularly high amount of attack reduction. You know, it's better than nothing, but it is very small later in the game. And aside from that, when I was mentioning it was like the Stonesong Eyrie troops, basically it summons one of its kind, it summons an Owlbear. Unfortunately, Owlbear doesn't have any summon of itself, unlike the Harpies that have like a summon into a summon into a summon. But this is simply has that summon chance every single turn, which, you know, not a particularly high chance, but, you know, we'll eventually end up getting a summon off of it. Owlbear isn't particularly good, but, you know, if you're missing a first slot and you need a meat shield there, it would suffice as a meat shield. But Owlbear itself is pretty underwhelming. Overall, the troop's not horrible. I just don't see it really getting much use. It just fits a really weird niche. Not to mention it's from Forest of Thorns. And I don't believe Forest of Thorns has much of a true damage synergy with it. Forest of Thorns is probably more so known for physical damage, or more so buffing and stuff. They don't have a particularly high amount of true damage. So much so, he might be one of the only ones now that I think about it. Because what's really there, true damage-wise? Like, nothing. If I type in the word true here, though they could have lifesteal or something. Yeah, we have this. And it's not even that good. It's first and last enemy with a little bit of true damage. Which doesn't really end up doing much. But, oh yeah, he was that one really weird lycanthropy one. I almost forgot about this guy. Yeah, he's not really worth using. I don't know, the Owlbear is not awful, though. But it's nothing too special. If nothing else, at least it gets +5 to all stats and everything from the pet. Oh yeah, I never did get to look at what the armor is. Let's go see. Let's go to the Gems of War spoilers. And on Terran's Road, we can actually see the new armor. I don't think I've looked at the new armor yet. If I go to main page... Oh, so hello everyone, I'll say all the hellos in a moment. But yeah, we can actually see the new armor if we go to Gems of War graphics and we go to... somewhere's in here. I will find it eventually. Avatar? So if I go over to Avatar here... There it is! Ooh, I like it! Interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's go get them all a new tab. Okay, we'll open up that one. Let me get the headpiece. Where's the male version of it? There's the male version. Now let me get the hats. Where are the hats? Hats. Okay, open that up. That's the male one. That is the female one, or vice versa? I think it might be the other way around, but we'll find out in a second. Okay. Anyways. So, let's see. This is a female one. Okay, we'll put the female one and female one together and the male and male. Okay, so this is the female body for the new armor we're getting next week. And this is the female hats. And then we have the male body of the same one. That's weird. The feathers don't look as feathery on the male one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gosh, if I'm going to wear this, I'm going to wear as the female one. Why did they do the feathers? Why did they do that? They made the feathers rounded on the male version. But on the female, they actually look like feathers. That's so weird. Why did they do that? Well, I guess forever using the armor, we're using the female version then. I do have to say, I kind of like the hat better. It's weird. I like the hat better on the male version. But I like the body better on the female version. Go figure. But yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. Why are they so rounded? Like, these are how they're supposed to look, and then they're like little ovals here. That's just so weird. I'm not sure why they did that. And even on the hat, they're like more ovalish. They're not as bad. I don't know. But on the female one, it looks more feathery. Anyways, Matt, that is the armor. And you'll be able to get it next week for basically 50 gems per day if you just throw it at that event thingy. Though it is possible to get with absolutely 0 gems spent, though you can only get one single thing with 0 gems spent. You either can choose to get the power orb, or you can choose to get the troop, or you can choose to get the armor. But you normally can't like mix and match. Like you can get the armor and like a copy of the pet or something. But generally it's best to just throw down 50 gems per day, and it allows you to get everything. You'll get the armor, you'll get a copy of the troop, you'll get the pet max, you'll get the golden pet. Oh yeah, that reminds me, we're getting a new pet too. Which is, I assume, a bird. Some kind of bird. I actually don't remember what it was. We're about to find out. Pet spoilers. Oh yeah, we get this little owl bear thingy. So we'll be able to end up getting this little guy. And there should be a golden version right there. And this thing looks like it should be laying like a golden egg or something. But yeah, we'll be getting those 2 pets tomorrow as well. Though of course not all of them tomorrow, but you know, as you earn them slowly over the next 2 weeks. As we just went from one 2-week event to another 2-week event, of course. As I mentioned, we have Legends Reborn ending in the next 6 hours. Or 6 hours and 43 minutes. And as soon as that ends, well, we're right back into another 2-week event. Specifically the Festival of the Feathers, as we just mentioned. But anyways, so other things for the calendar. That was just one thing. Probably the biggest thing. So where were we? Event calendar. So other things that we have going on next week. So that was the festival thing I mentioned. As I mentioned, we have raids. Oh, also, it doesn't mention it here. We have Guild War, too. It only mentions raids, but we have raids and Guild War next week. Aside from that, Tuesday, we have ourselves the Nexus faction. Wednesday, I actually don't remember what pet that is. I think it's just the Nexus pet. Thursday, we have ourselves Elementalist, which of course is the Nexus hero class, among one of the strongest in the game if you haven't already gotten a max. This Friday, we have no event, as you can see, as it says right there, no event. Yeah, that's all we have going on. So we have a really busy beginning of week, and then we have nothing going on next weekend, which I think is when we're going to finish up the Mega Man game we were just playing today. We did it this weekend, and we'll finish it next weekend. But yeah, no event on the weekend, unfortunately, as we have Arena. Which is another word for no event, but there we go. Keyword no events. Anyways, so hello everyone, by the way. Hello Hollywood, hello yeah, hello Mary, hello Tyrion, hello Lester, hello Supernova, hello Anthony, hello Sushi Ninja, hello Cookie, hello Chad, hello Each Memories, hello Emernator, hello Anthony, hello just reading through some chat. Hello Inflame, hello Jason, and hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we definitely have a very busy start of week, but then the rest of the week is pretty calm after that because we have no weekend event. Or pretty much no weekend event. Anyways, we did finish Bounty, right? Also, don't forget, Bounty Hunter also ends today. But yeah, we ended up finishing Bounty, so we don't need to do anything more with that. Perfect. Okay, so the only things we need to worry about doing today is basically Underspire. You know, standard dailies. But as far as events we have not concluded, we have finished Tower of Doom as a guild. I think we finished that by about, what, Thursday, Friday? Could still do more battles if we wanted for leaderboard, but won't make that much of a difference, and at most like 25 gems. So I'm fine with where we are right now with that. We did pretty good. I think we're still in the middle of the guild, so we did something right. We're actually dead center in the middle of the guild, so I'm happy with that. Aside from that, of course, we got all the extra shiny keys and everything from that. Of course, we had the Bounty Hunter. We finished that. I got all the points, got all rewards. Unfortunately, no new shiny keys or anything there, but, you know, you still get the double major orb and stuff like that. Still pretty good value there. Just not as good a value as it used to be. So yeah, the only weekly event we have not finished is Underspire. We have been going and doing this with as minimal cost as possible. And I believe, if I am correct, that this should be the boss room right there, which means we are only 3 battles away. Meaning if that is the case, we have spent only 800 total gems this week. We spent 150 from Monday to Friday, which comes out to a total of 750 gems. And yesterday we spent 50 gems. And technically we could have actually spent 0, though we wouldn't have known that this was our exact pathing. However, it was actually possible to spend 0. Also, I did remember, as of right now, that we need to still go do the lantern. Because I was mentioning yesterday that I'm totally going to forget to do it right now. But I did indeed remember, so as long as I click it before we go and take that next fight, we should be good to go. Because the strategy I've been doing recently, which I'm not sure why I wasn't doing the whole time, was I'm actually not getting a lantern or buying the lantern at the beginning until we actually need it. This is mostly just to make sure we don't misclick it. I have yet to misclick it. However, not owning the lantern makes it impossible for you to ever misclick it, which is a huge benefit. Also, hello, Isabel. Did I not say hello to you? My bad. Hello, Isabel, and thank you for the continued support. Greatly, greatly appreciated as per usual. Which also reminds me, I still have not bothered clicking the buy season pass button. Do we get anything good soon? Don't we get one of the weapons soon? I need to go click that. Because that's one of the other things we might be getting next week. I think we get the, that one yellow Doomskull converting weapon that wasn't too bad or whatever it was. I remember one of them not being that horrible this time around. But I believe we actually get that next week. Let me double check. I knew it! I told you! I told you last night that'd be the boss room. Alright, before I forget, let me buy the lantern right now. And then let me go check the thingy. Alright, so let's go get a free lantern. This is the whole reason. Also, thank you, Jason, for the continued support as well. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay, what am I looking for? I came to go check something and I already forgot what it was, even though I literally just said what it was literally seconds ago. Brain, function, please, go. Is something related to Underspire? No, it's something related to something else. Oh yeah, Season Pass. I was gonna go check to see, when do we get the new weapon? Oh yeah, we actually get the new weapon next, oh no. 2 weeks from now. Unless we buy the extended pass. Because I think I'm just gonna buy the standard pass this time. Deal some damage to an enemy boosted by booty gems, then explode 4 gems. No, that's not the good one. Where's the good one? We had 2 weapons this time. Deal a bunch of... oh, wait, never mind. Oh, I might have been thinking of last season then. Deal a bunch of damage. These are both horrible weapons. Never mind. We don't get anything good until the 9th week. Or not even that. It's just a tarot card thingy. But we don't get anything good until the final week. Where we get the guy that has treasure map boost ratio. And it's weird because he's not even like a gold boost ratio troop. He boost ratios from booty gems and treasure maps, which is a weird combination, but based on how his boost ratio works, he actually is mostly a treasure map boost ratio troop, which is a very rare occurrence in the game. We only have a few troops in the entire game that even have any amount of treasure map boost ratio, let alone a viable treasure map boost ratio. He will be one of them. Compared to other AoEs, they're going to be more consistent. However, you know, you can kind of incorporate him into a team like that. He's not horrible. He's very niche, but, you know, he functions. It just takes a little while to get your maps going. Anyways, so let's go finish out Underspire. We're 2 floors away. Let's remember. Okay, so this is the 6-1. So this is the one for the double gold orb, which means we are 100% throwing down the lantern. And doing so will give us double loot, which of course gives us double gold glory orb, which is pretty much the whole reason for doing Underspire. Of course, you do get a bunch of other loot along the way. However, the absolute biggest loot is by far the double major glory. Okay. Do we have alignment here? No. So we're just going to go try getting the golem. Though I'll take a red, because that actually allows us to get purple. Or he'll deny it immediately. Wonderful. We'll take a yellow and a red. Worst comes to worst, we can get mana accumulation off of Infernus, which seems like exactly what we're going to have to do. We have alignment off of that, so we'll go for the damage pressure there. We'll go straight into Infernus so we can get that rolling. And then probably throw our second Infernus, because why not? We have 2. Though we don't have mana for both. Let's see. We'll take the red because we have to. Skull is aligned, but I don't have mana. We could try for triple blue from Sky or something. Come on, triple blue when we have Brown Storm active. Go. I don't actually care if he hits us there because we have barrier, so he can't actually do any damage. We can get this in a corner, so we're definitely going to go for the corner poke. Ideal to do that in a corner. Best chance that it'll end up landing extra turn. I kind of want to do it again, but I also just kind of want to click Infernus. I ideally want alignment, but we don't currently have it, so we're just going to throw that down again. Get our Infernus. Oh, we had alignment until he took it. We go for the Browns again. We only have a triple. I don't see a quad anywheres. Because wild card does not count as any color. It's kind of weird. Wild card both simultaneously counts as every color and no colors. Which I think it did in their other games as well. But it's one weird thing to think about. Because a wild card, when you match it, is worth whatever its multiplier is to the colors it matches with. So if I take this over to the right, we're multiplying the browns by 3. However, it itself does not count as a color. So if I destroy a wild card, I don't get like 1 of every single color. You get no mana for destroying a wild card. And for that, we can't do it with him. Because when we go for brown gem boost ratio, a wild card does not count as a brown gem. So our best point would be to do it right there. And ideally we have alignment here, and we do. And then we throw that down, throw down our double Infernus, and that should be double gold. Unless I somehow mess something up somewhere. That should be our double gold medal there. And we're good to go. Oh, perfect hit right there. And one more and we're good to go. And look at that. Furnace got all his mana back from double Furnace cast. As you kind of expect from that much explosion. What's that low speed factor? Hello, Ginky. Hello, Supernova. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And there we go. Look at that. Also, I don't always forget. You actually get 2 orbs for this, too. On top of the ridiculously good double major orb of glory, which is the whole reason to even do Underworld. Yeah, you even get 2 orb drops from it, which is kind of cool. Instead of the 1. All right, do we get anything good here? Come on. Oh, a forging. That does count towards our numbers. Even though I don't count the other orbs towards it because, you know, they're not the random ones. That does mean we no longer have 69 forgings. But there we go. We now have 70. All right, next. There we go. So, that now opens up the boss gates. And, yeah, let's go kill it. We don't need to do anything else in Underspire. And that will be 104 battles total unless we somehow lose this, which we definitely could. Diamantine is a decent threat. It hits pretty hard. Has a lot of durability. If you eventually get down to it, has skull reduction. Has Bone Storm, so, you know, that can cause a lot of skulls. That gets better value from than you. Because as it currently stands, the AI has way, or at least at this level range, they have way higher base attack than what you can even physically have at the moment. Even with max stats currently within the game. Hello, Analyst! Welcome, welcome! What team did I use on the higher levels of Tower of Doom? Good question. I can go check my team right now. I believe I did an Iron Gut, Catharix team, I want to say. Though I might have changed it for the super late battles. I'll go double check in a second. Because I actually forget at this point, because it's been a couple days since we ran them. Also, wow, this is a horrible start to battle. This is still a horrible start. I'm not even sure what I wanted to do here. I guess we'll go for the little bit of explode there, see if we can get lucky. We did. Oh, no, we didn't. Never mind. Okay, we don't have alignment. We can't really do anything with that. We're just going to throw it down in Furnace, see if we can get the convert there. We can't do anything with that. We can go down for the blue over there. Get our other thing. See if we can do that again. I can't do anything there unless we already preemptively convert, and then at that point, it just takes everything. Let's take the skull, I guess. Take the red. Still no alignment. We do get a poke, but then he gets extra turn skulls, so not really worth it at all. I guess we just hit 4 browns and hope it does something. It did not do something. Though I gave us full mana, but it didn't do what we really needed, which was extra turn. Green, once again, we have a poke for it, but not a extra turn, so we're just going to throw it down in Furnace. And slowly but surely, hey, look at that good alignment. Look at that, what was good alignment. Oh, it's short-lived. For only a moment, we had it, and then it was gone. Okay, we'll throw down another Furnace, and at some point, we will be able to cast this weapon this battle. I am sure of it. Once again, we can only do single poke, not worth it. How about now? Come on, at some point, we'll be able to click the button. Once again, we have single poke and nothing else. I'm just going to go for the brown boost ratio, I guess. Okay, how about now? Still none. Wow, it just does not want me to cast this weapon. We're going to win the battle by the time. Like, literally the final turn, we're going to have the most perfect board for it we've ever seen. But only once we hit the final turn. Oh, wow. That did way more damage than I was expecting. If only we had that weapon to actually cast. Let's see. That did way more than I was expecting from it. Okay, let's see. Luckily, we have extra torches. Because we're dead, actually. I was not expecting that to hit that hard. Wow. Well, good thing we have the extra torches. Whoops. Of course, now we have alignment, now that we don't need it at all. Because I don't have the mana. A little late. Just a little bit. The struggle of not getting alignment a billion turns in a row. You know what? I'm just going to cast it. We had way too many turns last time that just didn't do anything. So we're just going to cast it, even if it gives them some value. It'll be fine. It can tank enough. Alright, oh, we don't have a 4, do we? Well, we'll do it for a 3. Should be good enough. It was not good enough. Throw an Furnace down. Got a mana alpha 3 times. This weapon refuses to ever have alignment. We'll take that over, I guess. Oh, that was actually extra turn. Once again, we still don't have alignment, though. This weapon just refuses to function today, I see. It does do that sometimes. Still none. I feel very tempted to click it, though, still. Because we have barrier. Even if he double skulls and we lose hero, that's not the worst thing to happen. He does double skull. We're still alive, though. Though, until Diamantina casts. Okay, we'll take red. I kind of want to hit that boost ratio there, but we really don't need it. But the problem is he's going to almost kill us if we don't. We'll throw down in Furnace, so that we can throw down in a Furnace, so that we can throw down in a Furnace. So we then can click the other thing so we can then throw down another Infernus. So we'll do that. And then we can keep doing Infernus. Take a little bit of red, take a little bit of brown. I was trying to get extra turn Scolder. Did not happen. Come on, just kill the Diamantina and we're in the clear. There we go, that's match. He can't do anything now. And Infernus gets this thing back. Yeah, all we had to do is just cast the weapon a bit more. But still, we did not hit a single extra turn poke on the weapon, which is kind of insane. But there we go, 104. Did take us an extra torch, but we have 4 spears, so we could have lost another 4 times and we still would have been fine. But there we go. 104 completion, which is actually worse than last week, but better than the first week we ever had. So kind of in the middle. But we did do double perfect area. Though we had a couple that were like really, really bad though. And one that would have been perfect if I didn't diverge to the right over there. But I don't know, I was happy with what we had. Got a lot of interesting info as far as going through it all. A bit of a weirder shape for once as well. Got almost like a U shape going on here, whereas I've had way weirder ones earlier. Well, I'm saying this one is weird. But I don't know, just a different shape than what I've seen so far. As far as what it ends up coming out to. Quite a bit different than some of the other ones we've seen. Anyways, that's Underspire for the week. It has been done. And that's pretty much how we're going to be doing it going forward to minimize how many gems we spent. Even though we took more rooms to complete it this time, we actually spent less gems, as weird as that may seem. I think last week we spent, what, 1,000 gems? No, a little under 1,000. But this week we spent only 800. And technically, if we had the foresight, though we had no way of knowing, that was actually possible in 750 as well, what we just got today. But I'll take it for only 800, still pretty nice. Anyways, let's go clear all the other dailies, and then I guess we will go and open Volkies for most of our stream. Hey, let me go ahead and a code. So I still have Sharky codes because I have still not gotten any cat and dog codes from Jetto. I mean, yeah, Jetto, I said it right for once. So yeah, we're about to run out of Sharky codes. I only have 2 left. Oh, technically 3. That was one of the 3. But yeah, I only have 2 left after that, so hopefully she does that soon, like tomorrow soon. Because otherwise, I'm going to run out of codes by Tuesday night. She hasn't sent me anymore. But yeah, she has some kind of issue with making the cat dog code, so instead of sending us any, we currently have none. But hopefully when we do get some, it'll actually be cat and dog codes. We already had International Cat Day the other week, and International Dog Day, I think we have it for next week for that new pet. Though we do get a new pet next week, but it's not related to the dog. It's related to the bird event thingy that we have going on that we were talking about earlier. And as per usual, we're probably going to go in order of troop, armor, pet, and then orb. For the order in which we get everything for the 2-week-long event. Alright, let's see. Diamond Day. Top 3, go. Come on. Okay, we can work with that. No! Aw. That's unfortunate, but... at least we got 7 free diamonds going to the stack. Hey, it's not raining cats and dog codes yet. It will be, though. But yeah, the first day we get them, we definitely have to hand out 1 of each. Because I just want to see what's even in them. I'm pretty sure she'll tell me when she sends them to me. But I'm not sure if it's going to be this year's cats and dogs or one of the previous year's cats and dogs. Because, of course, we're getting 2 of them this year for 2013. However, we have had them for many other years as well. And those are a lot more uncommon as far as, you know, how many people have the access to them. Whereas pretty much everyone will have access to the ones that just happened this year. Unless you were just not playing the days that they came out. Because the cat one was last week's Wednesday and the dog one is next week's Wednesday. Not to be confused with 3 days from now, but next week as in, you know, like 10 days from now next week. Not a couple days from now next week. Alright, and we'll take out these other 2. And that will be every last daily, so we can just spam a bunch of Volkies then. We'll go do one last double check, but I believe that is every daily and weekly completed then. Which is always great to see on a Sunday. Until the following week when you do it all again. Though next week's weekend has like no event going on. Which is basically what, you know, the arena event is. I have no clue why they added arena event as one of the weekend events. I wish they would just replace it permanently for, like, any other mode they have. Just pick one at random. You could literally just throw one at a dartboard. Just anything that isn't arena event. That or at least buff it to make it relevant. That and add a treasure hunt one. I'm still surprised that to this day, we still haven't had like a treasure hunt weekend. There was like a treasure hunt week in a sense way back when, where they did like an epic version of it. That didn't give like any extra loot, but you know, it had like a different variety of troops. Like it did like a higher rarity than what was normally there. And that was pretty cool, and they never did it again. And I wish they would do something almost like a Nomapalooza, but for treasure hunt. If we ever finally get that treasure hunt rework, I really hope they basically bring in the equivalents of that for treasure hunt. While them also probably bringing in like some kind of epic map that, you know, they're going to monetize like crazy. But, you know, the standard maps you still want to be able to use too. That'd be perfect for a weekend-long event. And there we go, dungeon's complete. And of course it is Sunday, so always worth buying the 50 thing. Technically it's worth doing every single day, but I personally only do it on Sundays just to conserve gems a little. But if you're still trying to get all the mythics in the game, you probably want to be buying that every day, as it's really good value to speed it along. And there's a Sharky code. Okay, one last double check just to make sure we have done everything. Also, I mentioned it earlier, but we do have Guild War tomorrow. I mean, next week as well, by the way. So we'll be doing that every single night. Which is nice because I'll fill up the weekend a little bit since we don't have any weekend event. But instead, we'll just have the color thingies. So let's just do one last double check. Tower of Doom. Have we finished up to floor 25? Yes, we did 33. Have we finished all rewards? Yes. So we're done there. Next. Journey or Legend Reborn. Have we bought in everything we want? Let's see. We have gotten a Max Bork. Check. We have gotten a Max the Free Guy. I forget really what even buffs. I just know it's irrelevant. Yeah, Clockwork Knight. Check. Have we maxed out the Tesla? Check. Have we not bought in any of the other one? Check. Okay, next. Yeah, they also have this flash offer thing. This is a really bad one. I would definitely not advise getting it this time around. Prince Basalt is just really bad. This can be okay value. I was kind of mentioning it when I was talking about the Shiny Key video the couple days ago. But this was the better offer I was talking about. However, this time around, it's not as worth it because Basalt Shiny is useless. That Prince Basalt is really, really, really bad. But you still do get 4 Shiny Keys, but 4 Shiny Keys is not worth $2.50 each. Anyways. Also, I just realized you don't even get gems for this offer, do you? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Of course, most people later in the game wouldn't care that this doesn't have gems. But yeah, normally when offers like this, you get like equivalent gem value. For example, like this, you get nothing plus 450 gems. So, you know, it has that kind of system to it. But for this, you actually don't get any gems. Though the 2 things you do get are really, really good. Oh, so you get this thing too, but that's not relevant. Actually, in the case of Tower of Doom, this is actually a bad thing. If anyone got this, I don't believe you get the Doom battles for all the floors you missed. So having this in Tower of Doom, like into a Tower of Doom week, so if you bought this like last week's weekend into the previous week to get Shiny Jeweled Golem up a little bit more, well, you would have the benefit of having Shiny Golem up a little bit more. This head start thing would actually be punishing you, because it would have put you several floors forward, which means that entire time, not only would you have to scout further for your guild, so you'd basically be forced to almost have to scout for your guild, but aside from that, because you'd be so much further, but aside from that, you actually skip several floors that give you one of those deed thingies. So you're missing out on every single one of those, and I think it skipped like 6 or 7 of them, so you missed out on several of those deeds, which isn't too big a deal. Not deeds, but whatever they're called, the Forge Scrolls. But, yeah, the way that it did, it almost punishes you when you do it into a Tower of Doom event, which is kind of weird. But anyways, so, in other news, we finished that, let's go do a bunch of vault keys, probably for the rest of the time. Of course, last weekend, we had a vault event weekend, and we still have 490 keys left, so we still have a lot to go through. So let's actually chip through some of them. Let's get that down to like 400 tonight, and see what we can get. Hopefully get a couple of good drops within all of that. A Head Start in Tower of Doom started players on floor 9 with 14 Dooms. They eventually sent over 2 Heroisms and Luck and a ton of other bonuses. They also sent over a fresh 8 extra scrolls. Okay, so they did do some kind of compensation for it. I didn't realize they did that. Okay. Because I was looking at it, I don't think I really mentioned it much last weekend. But I was looking at it, I was like, wait, wouldn't that actually punish you as far as loot? But yeah, I guess they compensated people a little bit because it actually is pretty punishing. I might need to rework that into the future or something. Because while it doesn't for other modes, it actively punishes you when you do it for Tower of Doom. So hopefully they'll fix it by next Tower of Doom thingy. Let's see, we'll take that one over. Get our nice big burst, and there we go. Come on, good orb? No. Oh, purple. I don't know. Purple's in a weird in-between. Like, purple's not a bad orb, but I don't need more. I have so many. I have enough to get every mythic that comes into this game for, like, the next half a decade with how many orbs we have. You know how many purple orbs we have. Between our glory stack, our gem stack, and our, what do you call those? Guild key stack, which are the ones that the seal keys use. Between those three, we're pretty much 5 years worth of mythics and keys already on reserve. There's one thing that they did a while back, particularly with like the guild rewards, is they took away a lot of the gem rewards and replaced them with gem value equivalents. And in doing so, they give you a lot of keys through various modes, which when you're playing very actively is enough to keep up with the rate of mythics in the game and still get excess. The problem with that is that you keep getting more and more excess until you just have more than you ever need. Because back in the day, the main key sink was not actually mythics. Mythics were a relatively newer phenomenon as far as key sinks were concerned. The biggest key sink way back in the day were actually New Kingdoms. But that doesn't really happen anymore because of how the event key system works. Because event keys now drop all the rarities. They used to not drop any rare or common troops. And then they were added to be able to do so. So now with that event key system and how kingdoms barely ever come out these days, because obviously they can't with how this game's set up these days. But with how the kingdom system works now, it's not really a key sink anymore like it used to be. Because you couldn't really realistically event key everything in a kingdom back in the day, whereas now you can. If you just simply throw an infinite number of event keys, you will have everything in a kingdom at some point. Whereas back in the day, you didn't used to be able to do that. No amount of event keys would ever get everything from a kingdom back. Oh, nice silver. I was actually mentioning something about this earlier, too. We actually need to be getting about 6.5 silvers per month, I believe it was, in order to keep up with the rate of golds we'd be getting not just from the orbs while we're doing the silvers, but also from the Underspire. Because we need to be getting another 4 per Underspire thingy to be able to keep up with how many we upgrade. So every single month we need 4 to keep up with that. But additionally, I also have to keep up with the rate of golds we'd be getting while farming the silvers. Because of course it's not like we just stop getting golds as we're getting silvers, because those silvers could also be golds instead. So, oh yeah, I need to also update the number. But yeah, we need to get about 6.5 silvers per month on average to keep up with the rate at which we are getting golds. Otherwise, our gold stack is actually going to become bigger than our silver stack, which would almost be like the epic ingots all over again, where legendaries and mythics became way more common than them, which is almost about to happen with how Underworld is set up, or Underspire, I mean. Where if you're not careful, and you only lantern the gold room like we did, or the 6th the 6 seal in the Underspire, if you only lantern that one, you will be getting twice as many golds as you will silver. So you need to make up for them somewheres. And of course, the main way you would do that is from random orb drops. Up, well, 1 silver, 1 gold. Wow, okay, we're doing really good on these. But yeah, now we're even on both. But now I still need more silvers. Because as we're farming silvers right now, we can also get golds, as you can see right there. And that's basically what I'm saying. We need to get about 6.5 silvers per month to keep up with not only the 4 golds we get more from Underspire compared to silver, but also to keep up with the rate of golds we get while trying to farm the silver. Because right now we're 1 and 1. We got 1 silver, we got 1 gold. It's not like they just stop dropping as we're trying to get them. That's perfectly fine. I do need more golds. Actually, I'm pretty sure my golds are still smaller than my silver stack. But over time, that's going to be an issue and something we need to keep attention to. Where we can actually legitimately have less silvers than gold at a given time. Like, it's starting to catch up. Look at this. Our major golds are already at 19 compared to 24. And this is more common. It's like 50% more common. Yet this is about to overtake it because of how Underspire works. So, yeah, that's a big concern over time. Where our lowest orb is actually going to be silver, not gold. As weird as that may seem. Obviously, bronze will be fine forever. That's not a factor at all. But our silvers could actually fall behind our golds in like 2 months from now. Like by the end of the year, I'm willing to make a bet I will have more major orbs of glory than I will orbs of glory. We will have more golds than silvers. I am almost guaranteed on that. Unless we just like super grind the vault events. Because the more vault keys you open, the more even those 2 numbers will come. But if you're doing the Underspire every single time only for the double gold, but you're barely doing the vault event, or, you know, not as much, like maybe like 200, 300 a weekend, you will eventually have more golds than silvers, which will have an inverse problem where you'll need silver to try to upgrade stuff rather than gold, which seems weird, that you'll need more of the lower rarity thing, but it is very possible to occur. Yeah, we got a purple. Let's see. Better get that forging orbs back to 69. We can't get negative amount of forging orbs. Though if we ever get the minions to 69, it'll probably stay 69 for a while. Because minion orbs are either a 1% from majors and a 2% from standard orbs. So if we ever get that number to that, it'll stay like that for quite some time. It's the only number that can. I'm not even sure if we'll hit up to 69 by then. Because we only have 3 more months left. Or exactly 4 more months. It came mid-December. Because we're 2/3 way the life cycle of the 1-year mark on the new orb system. Which doesn't feel like that. Honestly, the new orb system feels like it's been here for years. But it's only been 8 months. It came mid-December last year. So mid-December this year would be the 4-year mark. I mean the 1-year mark in 4 months from now. Alright, what do we need here? You take a purple. We have the high surge chance on it. Actually, I think we have the high surge chance in the entire game for purple. So it is possible to build a count that has higher, because there are some times where they distribute it evenly. And I had no control over moving them. However, we do have a surge chance of... Wait, how do you check? Oh, yeah, right here. We have a 67% purple surge chance. Whereas most people have 66. We have like a 1% higher chance. It's not too big a deal. If anything, it actually makes all of our other ones have lower. Because most people would have like 66% down the line this late in the game. Whereas we have 67 purple and 65 everything else. Okay, we'll throw the explosion down. You're supposed to get full mana. Maybe I should have taken that 4 blue first. Oh good, he didn't go for a skull. If he would have, that actually probably wouldn't have been enough damage, but for some reason he didn't, and we get to kill it outright. Well, so far we're doing okay for orbs. Honestly, our other drops haven't been that good, but we got a gold, we got a silver, we got a forging. A couple good knick-knack drops in there. Something else? Nah, just a green. I'm surprised that one skull poke didn't make it, so it was not enough damage. Major purple, not bad. Don't need it, but it is good. It feels weird not wanting to get that orb, because its gem value is about 675 gems. I would much rather be able to convert it into 675 gems. But the amount of gem keys that it saves you is essentially 675 if you were buying them 50 at a time for gem keys. Which is a pretty hefty amount of gems to get just from a random orb. But you have to use them basically as the equivalent of gem keys, or, you know, the guild keys. You cannot convert them into any other currency. Unlike actual gems themselves. Which is one of the main values of gems as well. Just their versatility and what they can be used for. Hey, another orb of forging. That's 71. Now, if only we could get a major one. Because honestly, the smaller ones aren't as useful. Also, if I'm not mistaken, is there any way? I don't think there is currently. Though it would cost too much even if there was. But I don't believe there's any way in Soulforge to convert 3 orbs of forging into a major orb of forging. And one of the bigger ones that's missing is there's no way to upgrade bronze glory orbs into silver, or silver into gold. That would be huge if they ever did that, with the most noteworthy one actually being bronze into silver, for a reason similar to what we were explaining earlier, especially with how Underspire works now. Because being able to upgrade bronze to silver is really, really good value. Whereas you'd get a lot less value from going from silver to gold. Though it'd still be value at some point there. So being able to upgrade bronze to silver would be really, really, really strong. Even if it took like 5 to 10, it would actually still be worth it at a certain point. Once you've upgraded like every... if you bronze medaled every mythic and every legend, but you still needed silvers to like upgrade your mythics, it would 100% be worth it to convert like 10 bronzes into a single silver. Ideally, it'd be closer to 5 or 4 or something similar. But in that situation, it actually would be worth it to convert 10 bronze to a single silver. If that was to ever exist. Hey, penguin. First pet we ever maxed. Hey, bronze orb. We were just talking about you. Well, we got one of each. We've actually managed to get every single glory orb from vault keys today. Within only like 30 or 40 keys, which is honestly pretty good for drop rate overall. We got a bronze, we got a silver, we got a gold. One of each. There's a max mythic right there. Gosh, these orbs are so strong. You know, do you know, like, time frame wise, how long it would take to get the Nishas to max out a mythic prior to these orbs? We just did it in effectively like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it's been. And even if you count the vault key number, we would have done it in like 15 minutes during a vault event. Then like the 5 minutes that we opened it, so let's say like 20 or 25 total minutes. In about 20 to 25 total minutes, we maxed the mythic. Bronze, silver, and gold medal. To do that prior to those medals existing last December, which was only 8 months ago, it would have taken months. Like, we're talking a time span of realistically 2 to 6 months to max a mythic. We just did it in a total effective time of like 20 minutes, which is kind of insane. It's one of the reasons why that orb system is so strong, and one of the best updates they did all last year. Like, in the last entire year, it was probably the best update of like 2022. Was the very last one they ever did. Which is actually really rare that the final update of the year is, because normally they just kind of get it out before the holidays. But yeah, last year's final update was by far the best update of the entire year. As it just streamlined a lot of upgrading in the game. Most notably for pets and for mythics. It also allowed pets that were never actually maxable in the past to be maxed. There were a small handful of them that were actually physically impossible to max prior to the pet orbs, as they were only ever released with one copy and never were given more or an event to get more than one copy. If anyone's still down to questions anyone want to go over, do let me know. I'll probably go until we get down to, what, 450? Oh, wait, never mind. We're already almost there. Maybe we'll go down to 400. Mentioned it earlier. Though we have plenty of time to open all these keys. I don't want to, like, rush all them down. Actually, let me double check. When's the next Vault event? Let me double check Terran's Road, because I believe it's actually around the corner. It's like early... I want to say early... that's not the month. Early September. Forgetting what month we're even in. But I could have sworn it was early September. Let me double check. Next Vault event takes place on... hello? Vault event? There it is, September 1st. So we have 3 weeks to open... 3? 2? 3. How many days are in this month? 3. So yeah, we have 3 weeks... Wait, how's it September 1st? Oh yeah, duh, because it's the weekend. So yeah, we have 3 weeks to open... Well, technically 2.5. You could say almost 3. We have like 2.5 to 3 weeks to open every vault key we have. That's very easy to do. Even if we spent like, what, 30 a day? Not even. But yeah, September 1st is the next vault event. Which is right around the corner. It feels like we just had one. Because we did. It was last week's weekend. Not this week, but, you know, the previous week. But I sure hope they're bringing it to a 1 month cycle. It seems like they might be with the new calendar system. We'll find out next month when they do the official calendar for September. And it'll be kind of funny, though, it's actually starting with a Vault event. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Literally the first day of September when they release the calendar is going to show that... Hey, a pet orb! Is going to show that the first of the month is a Vault event. Alright, what do we need here? What are you guys going on about? You guys are almost spam bots at this point, but you only type 69. Let's see, I'll take the skull down. Don't make me have to mute you guys. I do have the power to do so. Actually, where even is the button to do so? Because I don't want to accidentally hit the ban button. Let's see. We'll find it. Wait, did that ban it? I don't think I did. Let's see. Wait, why can't I do it for Lester? Let me just do it for Lester real quick. Let's see. I think that just does it for 300 seconds. Let's hope so. I'll make sure to undo it if that permanently did. I'm pretty sure that this is it for 300 seconds. Let's spam A69. There we go. Nice and quiet. But I'm pretty sure this is for 300 seconds. It's weird because it doesn't actually tell me that it did it for 300 seconds. Let's see. Put it on the AoE. We'll find out when it doesn't undo itself. Actually, can I, like, manually undo it immediately? Let's see. You can put it in timeout, but you can't, like, undo the timeout. You have hide user on this channel. Put in timeout. Pin. Report, remove. Go to channel. Add as moderator. Misclick that. No. Anything good in the orb? Hey, another silver. That's what we want to see. Very nice. All right, there we go. 134. Hello. How do you say that name, by the way? Chaotic. Something chaotic. Oh, CPT chaotic. Oh! I didn't notice that till literally just now. Yeah, it's CPT chaotic. Aha. I finally realized how to say it, because I kept trying to pronounce each letter as if it was like one word. That would make sense. Let's see. Because on my screen it doesn't show as capitalized. So my brain didn't think, oh, CPT. Oh, Captain Chaotic. Okay. That makes sense as well. I'll throw that one down. Not like we have much of a choice in most of these battles. This is a pretty one-dimensional team. Though it does have backup Black Manacle. But otherwise, strategy is click Diamantina, win battle. Do so by any means necessary. Hey, we got a free Valky in our Valky. This is a free orb. Good thing, because it was bad. So good thing it was free. That is basically a non-existent drop. Oh, I'll take the green over. Oh, right into extra turn Skull from Sky. Pretty nice. Yeah, Bill or Lester, can you type anything in chat yet? Because I don't think I accidentally banned you guys. I don't think I clicked that button. If so, I need to remove it from the ban option this cycle. Actually, I should just clear that soon, too. In case any of my moderators have accidentally banned anyone. Just clear all the bans. Unfortunately, like 99% of them are bots, but I'm pretty sure they're bots that aren't active anymore anyway, so they shall not bother us. Also, whenever YouTube's been pretty good about that recently. We have not had a botting issue on the channel in a very, very long time. I'm not sure if they just greatly improved their system, or people who were botting it just gave up, or what happened. But I have not had any weird issues with like bot comments or bot messages during streams. Or anything like that in a very long time. Yeah, another forging. Wow, we've gotten like 3 forgings today. It's not one we really need, and I would much prefer having a major forging, but eh, they add up. There you go in the pile. Ah, there we go. Okay, Bill can talk again. So I assume Lester can as well. There we go. Yeah, I think that just times out for like 5 minutes or something. Let's see. We'll take the brown. You've demoted from General Mayhem to Captain Chaotic. That's funny. What do we need here? Oh, I don't have a cascade there. It's actually going to cast on us because we have nothing we can do on the board. Until now. I got 36 keys left. But yeah, I might as well use them all. I don't see why not. It's been a while since we've done a good vault key session. And so far, honestly, drops have been pretty good. It's kind of weird. Our standard drops have not been as good, but our drops from orbs overall have been pretty nice tonight. We got a whole set of every glory orb. We got a pet orb. And that's about it. But that's still enough. Based on the drop rates, we shouldn't have that many by now. With how many we've opened. I think we've only seen like 10 to 15... Maybe, yeah, about a dozen or so. Major orbs tonight. Yeah, of those ones, we've already gotten gold and silver at 2% and 3%. So we're not even at the 20-ish drop rate we need. I guess for the other one, technically 50. Look at that. Well, we're actually first major orbit ingots. That's a 10% chance. You've gotten all the ones that are less of a chance. Well, I shouldn't say all. We still haven't gotten the major orb of forging tonight, or the major orb of minion. Though in all fairness, major orb of minion is really rare. It's a 1% off of the major orb. Though we did get a 1% power last night, which is about the equivalence of getting nothing. But we did indeed get the 1% power earlier. Hopefully we can combine that with a 1%. Actually, yeah, between the 2 days, if we can manage to pull a 1% minion and the 5% forging, we would have gotten every single major orb within the weekend. Should be kind of cool. Especially since some of those are pretty rare, particularly the pet one. You got 4 power orbs from 400 gems, or for 400 keys? Nice. That's decently lucky on them. You should be only getting 1 every 100 major orbs. But then again, I don't know. Do you actually get that many major orbs from that many? So that might actually be exactly on drop rate now that I think about it. Because honestly, we don't have the drop rates for what the vault keys are, but it sure feels like they're like a 1 in 5 chance or something to be able to get a major orb for when opening a vault key. They end up making a huge buff to the rate of orbs in vault keys at one point. This was a change like 4 or 5 years ago. But there was a drastic change in how much more frequent orbs occur compared to back then, which is actually a good thing, as orbs are one of the better drops, especially with the orb update they did last year, at the end of last year. But even before then, it was still an overall good value compared to the other loot. Because I don't think they actually tampered with like the rate of getting some of the biggest drops. Like, for example, the 300 gem drop and stuff like that. Like, that still stayed the same rate. Actually, I think around that time they added that drop as well. But, like, the rate for the getting the gems and other things like that still stayed the same. But they made the chance of specifically getting the orbs quite a bit higher, instead of getting, like, the useless gnomes or something. Though they still haven't fixed the fact that you get way too many Cedrics from doing this. That passes me. He would drop the second I say that. Go figure. That sounds about right. Literal the exact drop you get too many of them is, there he is. That seems like what would happen. Oh no, the back-to-back. What have we done? We've cursed ourselves into 100 Cedrics. Oh no, now every key we open for the rest of the stream is going to be a Cedric. What have we done? There we go, not a Cedric. Oh, though also not anything. Honestly, I'd almost take a Cedric over that. They're both about equally as bad. At least this late in the game anyways. Earlier in the game, those orange orbs are actually kind of convenient. But you very quickly reach a point where trade stones do nothing. And for whatever reason, they still have not added an infinite trade stone sync. I'm not sure if or when that is ever happening. But, yeah, you know, it'd be nice to be able to use the thing you get as a currency from, like, every fight you ever do. Ingots also have a pretty huge issue in that regard. Also, it's been a while since we haven't one-shot them. But, ingots and trait stones, you get them from so many battles just passively. Yeah, there is nothing to use them on once you max their primary purpose. Like, there's nothing to sink them in after the fact. I think one really good one that they could have done, though in the current state of the game that would still not be an infinite sink, but back in the day before those orbs existed, the forging orbs, one thing they could have done is made ingots be used to create forging orbs. I was actually really surprised they never did that. But yeah, they never did. Because that would be the next tier up, in a sense, being able to use mythic ingots in order to craft, the forging scrolls. There's one thing that was really distinctly missing when they did the update that updated Soulforge with all this curse rune stuff, where for whatever reason they had no way to upgrade mythic ingots into forging scrolls, which would have been the perfect opportunity. There was a way to craft forging scrolls, but it did not use mythic ingots at all. Whereas that should have been one of the main things that it consumed to create. Do you find this team significantly faster than running one Phoenicia? No. It is actually slower than Phoenicia. The reason why we run it is Phoenicia doesn't have enough damage to one-shot this. Phoenicia physically does not hit high enough. It's an issue she's always had. We would need about 10-ish more magic in the game for Phoenicia to be able to one-shot this fight at max difficulty. She could do it at 10% less than max difficulty. But at max difficulty, she almost never, unless there's like a ton of red on the board, she almost never, like 9 times out of 10, maybe even like 19 times out of 20, but she almost never has enough damage output to kill the one-shot. Whereas this team almost always does. Not every single battle, but at a pretty consistent rate, it will have enough damage. Whereas Phoenicia almost never can have enough damage to one-shot in the current state of the game. Which is all reason why you run something like this rather than Phoenicia. However, if Phoenicia ever did have the magic to consistently kill this, it would be better than Diamantina, as she can get mana a little bit quicker than Diamantina can. But this is one of the few situations where it actually is specifically Diamantina range. Because there's basically 3 core troops that are used for that in the current state of the game. Though there are a lot of things for the middle range, like Scourge of Honor. But the low range is Rowain, the middle range is like Phoenicia, Scourge of Honor, Guard's Avatar, stuff like that. Even Tesla could almost be considered that range, though she also does the upper range as well. So there's the lower range of Rowain, there's the middle range of, like, you know, Phoenicia, Scourge of Honor, and then there's the upper range, which is Diamantina. And normally you want to use the lowest possible option that consistently one-shots. So if Rowain can one-shot, you run Rowain instead. Whereas something like Phoenicia would be too slow, something like Diamantina would be way too slow. If you can get away with the middle range, like a battle where Phoenicia can kill, it is better to run Phoenicia than Diamantina, or any similar option like Scourge of Honor. And if none of those can kill, if Rowain doesn't have enough damage, and Phoenicia doesn't have enough damage, or similar related troops, then you bring out the Diamantina. But otherwise, Diamantina's biggest issue is just the mana to get started. Normally, it's not much of an issue, because it uses every color, so Mass Destroy normally gets it to max, but not always. But it's more so like a mana cost related thing. Though Phoenicia's 30 mana cost is, Diamantina's 30 mana cost is a little bit misleading, depending on what mana accumulation method you're using. Because if you're using Mass Destroy or Mass Explode, 30 mana cost is not that high for something that uses 6 colors. Because you break it down by color, it's basically 5 mana cost per color. Whereas if you compare that to something like Phoenicia at a 24 mana cost, she effectively has an 8 mana cost per color. So if you were to evenly destroy, you know, like every single color, Diamantina actually has a lower mana cost in some situations, not every. But in some situations compared to that of Phoenicia. There are exceptions to that, though, like, for example, if you have like a red-yellow storm into Phoenicia, there's situations where that's a little bit better. Or it depends what you're doing. It's also one of the reasons I still kind of run the Magnesia team on the dailies, because she still has a really good range for that. Yeah, that is one benefit of Phoenicia and Rowain. Though this team can also level any hero class that we're using right now. Like, I can put literally anything here and it will level it. Though, obviously, we have them all max, so there's no point in doing so. However, yeah, that is one benefit of all 3 of them, honestly. Rowain team, Phoenicia team. A little bit less so, depending on how you're doing your Red Storm. But Rowain team and this team in particular, though depending on what Phoenicia build you're going, you can still do it there too. Like if you're using Lava Dragon, you can run any hero class or something similar. But yeah, they all have the benefit of being able to level hero classes really quickly. Also, if I'm not mistaken, these Vault battles actually give 2 EXP per battle instead of 1. So we're just one-shotting 2 class XP per battle. Unfortunately, we're getting no XP because, you know, we have everything maxed, but we would be getting 2 if we still needed them. I think we still see the XP drop as well. Can we... Anywhere's XP drop? Never mind, I guess you don't get the XP drop anymore if you already have them all. 113. Well, we get that XP drop. That's not the XP drop I'm talking about, though. Oh, there it is. 2 Sorcerer XP, yeah. You do get 2 per battle here. That's what I thought. Up 5 more keys. Yeah, that's a great way to get class XP. Just one-shot the Volkey battles. There's quite a few ways in the game. That's one that definitely adds up. It's also really easy to tell how much XP you have. Because if I have something like, let's say, 404 keys, well, we know exactly that is 108 class XP. So we can kind of calculate that in. Every class needs 5,050 class XP to max. So we can kind of do the math and be like, okay, well, we know we have 808 right there. And we can see how much closer that brings. Because we'll always know the exact number based off of that. Although, of course, you do get a few more from the Volkey drops. Like today, we got a Volkey from the Volkey. Which is basically another 2 class XP. The only thing I hate about the new class XP system compared to what it used to be way back in the day. Way back in the day, it told you how many total wins you had with the hero class. Ever since they switched over to the new XP system, it doesn't do that anymore. Each class requires a minimum, assuming you're not getting XP through other weird methods like Thursday class events. Each class requires a minimum of 2,525 wins to max it out. Or, of course, more if you're doing lesser XP methods. You need 5,050 total XP, with the highest at any given battle being 2. So minimum 2,525. But back in the day, it used to tell you the exact number of battles you've done with the hero class. Like my Archer class, when it got converted, because Archer was the meta at the time, I think it had like 10 to 15,000 wins, like battles that it was used in, before they converted to the new system. And now if you look at our Archer, you know, it just has the normal amount of XP, because it doesn't actually track the total amount of XP you've ever gotten, which I kind of wish it would have, because now if I ever want to know, like, what hero class have I used the most, I actually have no way of knowing. Like, we can kind of guesstimate based on, you know, just generally how much we've used it. But we actually have no way anymore to tell how much we've used the class, because there's no tracker here anymore that just keeps ticking up forever, like there used to be way back in the day. Once you've maxed out everything, you know, the trackers just stop. You don't get any more XP here. It doesn't track any number. Once you get 250 wins here, it doesn't tell you, hey, you've won like 1,750 times with this hero class or something. It just stops at 250. So you can't actually check how many total wins you have with a hero class anymore, like you used to way back in the day. But they also made it so there's like an end point, like an end goal to reach with hero classes, which is kind of nice. Whereas before, it was like, oh, you just keep going forever. You weren't getting anything from it. It was kind of still cool to see the number tick up. Man, though there's enough numbers in this game to tick up, that's for sure. But anyways, guys, I guess I will end it for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going over all the weekly stuff, starting up good old Underspire from a fresh start. Still been really enjoying that mode, personally. Aside from that, we have a big new Festival of Feathers. So definitely make sure to start getting that done every single day. Speaking of things to do every single day, don't forget to finish out Legends Reborn or Tower of Doom if you haven't already. This is the very last day that you can do it. And while all these pets will be available in the future in about 6+ weeks from now, it is a lot more convenient to get them now. So definitely make sure to get the free Bork, really good. Definitely claim the free pet that you get for 300 yellow kills. It's not good, but you know, it's free, very free. I'm pretty sure almost everyone by this 2 weeks now have gotten that. And if you want to throw gems or money at these other two, make sure to do so. We bought the Tesla for gems. I have not bought the other one for money, though. But this is pretty good. It's 1,350 for max pet, and it's a pretty good one. 5 extra armor for Tesla. Technically 5 all stats, but obviously it's mostly just using the armor. Let's get a pet gnome bait and a cursed gnome bait, which isn't too relevant, but, you know, we get a max Tesla pet, which is the main relevant thing there. And if you were to try to buy it with gems in the future, it would cost 2,500 gems instead of 1,350. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will catch you guys soon. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We'll have the weekly video up sometime tomorrow, going over all the weekly stuff. And I'll catch you guys then. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. I was not allowed to find. Goodbye, Defiant. Welcome, welcome. Catching it right at the end. Let's double check in chat, see if anything else. Check that, check that. I said hello, Dragor. Goodbye, Dragor. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for stopping by.